The Singapore dollars SGD to Malaysian Ringgit MYR rate just broke through 3.50, and I know that a lot of you are really excited. Whether you are a Malaysian working in Singapore enjoying a SGD salary, or you are a frequent traveller to Malaysia as a Singaporean, I think that this would be some good news to all of you, because now you can get more value out of your Singapore dollars to convert to more Malaysian Ringgit. And of course, if you do not want to miss the best deals, the best strategies and credit cards, then join us at our over 10,000 members Telegram group at Honey Money SG for like-minded people. To get more value out of your money, join us at Honey Money SG. Now for today's video, the main topic is about exchanging for the best value of Malaysian Ringgit out of your Singapore dollars. And I know that many of you, the traditional way is to go to the money changer because they are offering quite good rates, especially at the Raffles Place Arcade. But what if I told you there are 3 better ways to exchange your money other than going to physical money changers? And I'll start with my first option being iChange. I first heard about iChange when I was in this Malaysian travel group between Singapore and Malaysia, and people were recommending this app, and I thought it was just something like a simple multi-currency wallet. But yes, it is a multi-currency wallet, but it has much more. You see, the thing about iChange is that it offers a much better exchange rate than the spot FX rates. For example, as of the time of recording, the Singapore to Malaysian Ringgit exchange rate is around 3.50 at the spot FX. But if you look at iChange, at the digital exchange rate, it's around 3.52, which is like 1% higher. And mind you, I am very clear about the buy or sell rate, so I am not confused whether this is a buy or sell rate, because this is indeed what I have exchanged. So I will guide you through how to use iChange step by step. Firstly, you have to download the app from the App Store or your Google Play Store, and then you can sign up using my referral code, which is Chong268, so that you can get a $5 referral bonus. And after that, you have to verify your account via Singpass. Next, you can activate your physical or digital iChange Mastercard. So for the digital, it is instant. For physical card, it will take some days or weeks to be sent to your address. And based on what I've seen on the website, the iChange Mastercard can be added to the Apple Pay. So once you have the wallet and the card activated, you can top up your iChange account. You can top up either via PayNow QR or bank transfer or even 7-Eleven. Then you can look for your selected currency. For me, it's Malaysian Ringgit, and iChange will find for you the best exchange rate money changer. Now do note that this is a manual process, it's not automatic, because the counter money changer also has a limited supply, so they have to accept your request. And once your Singapore dollars have been converted to Malaysian Ringgit, now your iChange wallet or your iChange Mastercard has the Malaysian Ringgit right now, and you can hence use your iChange Mastercard to perform transactions whether online or physically at Malaysia. So I mentioned that the money changer has to accept your rates, and you know that money changer only works during business hours. So if you're exchanging outside of business hours, example weekends, the money changer may not be able to accept your request. So it's for those people who already have a pre-planned exchange. It is definitely not instant, so you have to take some buffer time into that consideration. And also, the good exchange rates only apply to the digital currency conversion. If you want to withdraw cash, you can choose a physical conversion and you collect your cash at the selected money changer, but that will be of a lower rate compared to the digital conversion. So yes, if you want to get the best exchange rates, whether in Malaysian Ringgit or other currency, I think iChange app is a good app to try, and you could use my referral code Chong268 to get $5 on your sign up. But you know what's another good sign up reward? That's a message from my sponsor. Have you heard? Webull just upsized their Fund Any Amount deal, where you can win rewards worth up to $3,000. You should know by now that Webull's regular savings plan feature, or RSP, allows you to invest a fixed amount automatically over a certain period of time, and that will help you to execute your dollar cost averaging strategy with just a few taps or a few clicks into your favorite stocks or ETFs automatically. And you know that DCA is a very important strategy because it helps to build your emotional resilience and make sure your investment plan does not fall apart, especially when you're worried about market crashes. Like how I do it right here with $100 invested in an ETF tracking the S&P 500 index every month using Webull app. If you're unsure of which fund or ETF to choose, you can also track an index via Webull's RSP. For example, you can look under QQQ for the Nasdaq, and also for S&P 500, it will list down all the relevant ETFs for you. For new to Webull customers, the terms and conditions are rather straightforward. All you have to do, fund any amount and maintain that fund for 30 days, and you will get a total of 6 free shares, with each free shares ranging from $10 to $500. So if you want to win all these attractive rewards and use use Webull for investing, sign up with my referral link down below or scan this QR code right here to get your Webull account today. Now, the second best way to exchange your Singapore dollars to Malaysian ringgit on a contrary basis is not on cash but on card. And you must be familiar that there are a lot of multi-currency wallets right now. We are talking about Utrip, we're talking about Trustcard, we're talking about Wise, Revolut, all these people, where they all have a very small currency spread of around 0.3%. So you just have to take 0.3% markup from the original exchange rate, which is a spot FX rate, then that is the effective exchange rate that you are transacting at. But the thing about multi-currency wallets is that most of them cannot store Malaysian ringgit. For example, if you look at Utrip, you can convert to Japanese yen, but you cannot convert to Malaysian ringgit. Then for Trustcard, there is no wallet feature, so you cannot convert and store currency inside. Now, don't forget that Instagram Amaze Wallet also have their own multi-currency card, and Amaze Wallet do use a very different exchange rate from Amaze Card Link, because there is a significant markup of 2% in Card Link, but for Amaze Wallet it's similar to Trust and Utrip, around 0.3% markup. So you could use any of these multi-currency wallets to top up to a wallet app called Touch and Go e-wallet. Touch and Go e-wallet is one of the biggest prepaid wallet apps in Malaysia and is widely used across big and small merchants within Malaysia. And how it works is very similar to our GrabPay QR or PayNow QR within Singapore. So you just have to scan the Touch and Go QR code via the Touch and Go e-wallet app, and it will process your transactions from the Touch and Go e-wallet. But I would only recommend to use Touch and Go if the merchant does not accept credit card, because if they do accept credit card, I would prefer to use Instagram Amaze Card Link, where you could link your favorite credit cards like Citi Rewards or Maybank Family and Friends 8% cashback, or Citi Cashback 8%. Of course, the downside is that it charges a markup of around 2.3% for foreign currency transactions, specifically in Malaysian ringgit. But if you take a look at the overall net benefit, if you just take the 8% cashback minus that 2.3% cost, you're still good at more than 5% effective cashback. And even for 4 miles per dollar with Citi Rewards, if you value them much higher than 2.3% cost, then I think overall you're still on the net gain position. But if you don't like to use Instagram Amaze, then I think that you can still use your Singapore dollars based credit card like UOB Evo, because the effective cashback of UOB Evo is around 6.7%. And if you deduct that foreign currency fee of around 3.5%, you're still getting a hit at around 3.2% net cashback. And you could clock your UOB One account credit card spend criteria as well. Alright, the last option is CIMB, Singapore to Malaysia transfer. So you know CIMB is a Malaysian bank, but they do have a branch in Singapore, and that's where you can open a CIMB Singapore account. But in order for you to exchange from Singapore dollars to Malaysian ringgit, you will need a CIMB Malaysia account. And then once you have a CIMB Malaysia account, you can link your Singapore account to the Malaysian account, and that is when you can perform live exchange rates between Singapore to Malaysia at close to the spot FX rate. You see, it is really easy to get a CIMB Singapore account. Even online, you can apply for it via Singpass. But how to apply for the CIMB Malaysian account? To be honest, I learned this method from Kelvin Learns Investing, where he showed in a video how to open the CIMB Malaysia account. The gist of it is that you have to make an appointment with CIMB Singapore branch and tell them you want to open a Malaysian account. Then they will have these specific time slots on the date where you can select, and then you have to head down to the CIMB Singapore branch, where you have to bring your passport, and then they will have to go through some administration forms and tell you what to do, and they will have to send these forms to the CIMB Malaysian counterpart, where they will open an account for you. Then once everything is processed, after 1 to 2 weeks, they will send you the card to your Singapore home address and also tell you the instructions to activate the account and the card. Now once the CIMB Malaysian account is open, then you can link your CIMB Singapore to Malaysian account via the online internet banking. To me, this is the most legitimate and fastest way to get a Malaysian bank account if you're not a resident in Malaysia. Because if you try to open a bank account in Malaysia, it is quite difficult if you don't have a resident pass or work permit kind of thing. And there is an annual cost of 15 Malaysian ringgit that you have to pay for maintaining that debit card account with CIMB Malaysia. So that's 15 ringgit, which is fairly affordable considering that convenience that you can withdraw cash in Malaysia ATMs at a very good exchange rate when you have performed that live exchange. iChange. So there you have it. These are my top 3 ways of getting more value out of your Singapore dollars when you exchange to Malaysian Ringgit. Specifically, I'd like to highlight iChange because it's not just for Malaysian Ringgit, but for other foreign currencies as well. All you have to do is just sign up for an account, then top up that wallet and exchange to your favorite currency. And that's why you see that it may be better than other multi-currency wallets like Utrip, Trust or Amaze. Though I felt that there is the best optimum method to save costs. But if you're on a rewards maximizing team value kind of thing, definitely you should go for the highest miles or cashback with Instagram Amaze. And I did a comparison with real transactions where I compared the multi-currency wallets versus Instagram Amaze and how they fare in this video.